And 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm Orlando Jones, and right now you are watching Talking
That word we can't say?
with Orlando Jones. Thank you for jumping in there.
That's what I do, man.
I was scared for a minute.
I saw the look of desperation in your eye.
Yeah, is that what desperation?
Well,
is that what that
it was the sunglasses that confused me.
First of all, these ain't sunglasses, Jamie. I don't appreciate you naming my glasses for the sun. These glasses are for the Jones, not for the sun.
They're for the Jones?
That's right. These are for the
Love Jones?
Well, of course.
Okay.
What other kind of Jones is there?
I don't know. I mean, I think if they're Love Jones, they'd be tinted red, not yellow.
See, this is disfiguring you be doing. This is what I'm talking about right here.
Oh, okay.
This is less figuring, more listening. Less.
Well, you hired an engineer as a co-host. What did you expect?
Well, that's true. that is my own fault.
Ones and zeros, baby. I'm binary.
Absolutely. I want to introduce our next guest, who I'm really excited to have on for a number of reasons. One of which I'm a fan of his music. Two, he has a very interesting and varied experience as an artist, which I think is kind of rare because so many artists now kind of get just pushed through the machine so quickly. So it's exciting to talk to and spend some time with my man, Ian Davis. Ian, thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you for having me, man. It's an honor to be here.
Please. First of all, fly as always. Like, what's up with the talk to me about because I hear this all the time on people's Instagram page. Mm-hmm. They'll say, oh, I got to give love to my stylist, but I have a feeling that you are your stylist. So when you were thinking about, I'm finna roll out, like, what's the vibe? Like, what do you think? Because this right here is ridiculous. Tell me about the vibe.
Well, like you said, I dress myself. So it's, like I said, I look back at the old days a lot, man. I like looking at, like, Frank Lucas and Temptations, people from, like, that era of just, like, fly as hell, man. So I always want to channel that no matter what I'm doing. If I'm going out as the artist Ian Davis, this is what you're going to get. So
it's old soul.
Absolutely.
So have you named that outfit?
This outfit, not at all.
I got a name for you.
What?
Papa Smurf Pimp.
Oh my good, Papa Smurf Pimp.
It all works, man. Blue on blue with a little bit of white.
I'm gonna defer to Ian on this. I don't know if you're trying to Smurf.
I'm gonna have to think about that name for
yeah,
me.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe Papa Smurf short-term relationship consultant. You know what I'm saying?
He's married now. He can't pull short-term.
You know what? That is true. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
How recently were the nuptials?
3 days ago.
3 days?
Yeah, 3 days ago.
Oh, wait a minute. You've been holding out. Where'd you get married?
I actually got married. We invited maybe 20 people to a church that I'm a musician for over in Leland. So we got married right on the steps of the church.
Oh, my goodness. All family there?
Yeah, just my mom and my aunts and her mom and her grandparents, and that was about it.
A small wedding.
Small wedding.
That's so smart, man. Because every time you add a cousin, you get 3 more.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
You put one cousin in, then you got to bring the other cousins from the other side. It's just fun.
I ran into the problem of if you go invite this person, you got to invite this person so they don't feel no type of way.
Right? The politics.
I really don't care how they feel, to be honest. But,
That's how I felt during that part of my life. That's crazy. So congratulations. How long did you guys date? What does she do? What was the connection?
So we've been together for a while, man. It's like I was doing when COVID hit, I started going down to Myrtle Beach to do a show. I got Cassie in a show down there, which she was also a member of.
Okay.
I found out that she has her own line of sunglasses and beauty wear, so I ended up asking her for her business card, on the slide, trying to be slick about it.
Right.
We ended up talking some business. I bought some glasses, and in exchange, we went on a date. I told her I would buy from her if she let me take on a date, and so therefore that's how it all started.
Wow. And so that continued.
That continued, and then maybe 6 months in, 7 months in, I proposed.
You knew?
I knew.
When your families met, how did that go?
Well, I met her mom first, and everything was just love at first sight. It was just as soon as they saw me and we got to interact, and then I met the rest of her family over dinner. It was just like they accepted me. Apparently, she had let them all hear my music. They were all like, they were all glad that I didn't make that music that they thought that a young guy would be making, I guess.
Right. Yeah,
so they loved that. And then my mom met her. My mom instantly fell in love with her. So that was That was all she wrote.
That's crazy, man, because your music is so beautiful. Like love, like when I first started listening to you and checking you out, I was like, oh man, this dude is in love with somebody. Like who is this lady? But you were a kid then. You were like
I think
15.
you're referring to that Dream Come True thing I
Dream
did.
Come True,
when
yeah,
I was 15.
absolutely.
I was 15 when I wrote that. Yeah,
You were 15 years old.
I was a sophomore in high school.
That was the love before you become jaded. He ain't old enough for that sorrow yet.
You was Sam Cooke then.
Yeah,
You're writing, because those are love songs.
absolutely.
I mean, beautiful love song. I thought you were in love. I wanted to be in love. Just listening to it, I was like, I want to be in love with a lady. I don't mean that. But I did feel like it for a second. While listening to you for a second, I was like, I don't know. They're beautiful. What draws you to R&B? I mean, that's the purest R&B I've heard in a long time.
R&B. I grew up in a household, like I said, my mother is a little bit older, so I grew up listening to Marvin Gaye, Prince. That's just my favorite artist of all time. The Temptations, people like that, Smokey Robinson. And so with songwriting, I take a lot of inspiration from how Smokey Robinson wrote, and so I try to channel my inner Smokey when I write.
That's dope. It is Smokey Robinson. So somewhere, everybody at Motown, Andre Harrell, God rest his soul, just stood up and went like and did snaps. He was like, "Yeah." He was a friend and a true R&B lover. I mean, he tells a story about going to get the job at Motown and how he said he dressed like he was Berry Gordy with the whole skinny whole thing and went in, and that's how he got the gig. He says, because I looked like, I was in that era of when the company when it was founded. So he would have lost his mind about you because he was crazy about Robin Thicke.
Absolutely.
Based on his sort of R&B stylings. So you come from a musical family, but before we get to that, you didn't tell me what your lady does.
Well, she's a singer and she's a fashion designer, and so right now she's working. She just launched her business. She finally got everything to where it's official now. So the glasses you see me wearing, they're hers. She designs glasses and things like that, and so she does lashes, all types of cosmetic wear, whatever you want to do.
So she's an artist.
Absolutely.
She's doing glasses, she's singing, she's creating. So you guys are like a little match made in heaven over here. That's incredible. Your family.
Yes.
You come from a super musical family. The Chicks are obviously, a very well-known artist, formerly known as the Dixie Chicks.
Yes.
Amongst me and my friends, we call them the anti-Karens.
Yeah.
Because they truly they told rednecks to kiss their ass. They were like,
Absolutely.
They're like, all our racist fans can kiss our ass.
Absolutely.
Which is a beautiful thing. It really is. So what was it like sort of growing up in that musical sort of lexicon?
So I the earlier parts of my life, I didn't really know my sisters. I never met them until I was about 8, 9 years old.
Okay.
And then but I always watched them growing up. And so in elementary school, I was like, I want to be a singer, so I do talent shows and stuff like that. Looking up to them and being like, maybe one day I can be up there with my sisters. And so when I met them, it was finally cool. And so they kind of brought me in, and then we worked on Family first, and then we started they found out that I liked music when I was maybe 13.
Okay.
And so then I let them hear some of the stuff I was writing. They were like, they loved it, and so they kind of steered me in the direction of learning how to do production and stuff like that. And so it was pretty cool.
So how are you guys related? Because you didn't meet them, you said, till you were 8?
Yeah. So we had the same father, and I didn't meet my father till I was about 7. So once I met him, it was maybe a year or two before I actually ended up meeting them. But I met my father when I was like 7, and so yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. You guys have performed together at this point.
Well, I've been on stage with them maybe a few times.
Got you. And you are performing down in Myrtle Beach?
Yes, every Saturday.
Where?
At the Asher Theater. It's kind of close to the airport, but it's a black-owned theater, the only black-owned theater in Myrtle Beach. So.
And what's the name of it again?
The Asher Theater.
The Asher Theater.
Yes.
What street is that on in Myrtle?
Waccamaw Boulevard.
How long you been performing there, and how did you get that gig?
I've been there about a little over a year, and so like I said, when COVID hit, I was looking for something to do because I was so used to just performing all the time. So it kind of made me a little antsy not to be performing. I ended up, somebody tagged me in a Facebook thing. It was Facebook. She tagged me in a status and was like, "You need to go audition. They're having a Motown show." And so I ended up going down there, and they gave me a spot playing Smokey Robinson.
Well, you got the fish in the barrel set up. You were like, ooh, Motown.
Exactly.
So you showed up, blew up the place, and they were like, we want you to do a residency and be here all the time.
Absolutely.
Incredible. And so you've been there, one of your shows, I guess is my question.
Saturday nights at 7 o'clock.
Every Saturday, 7 o'clock.
Every Saturday.
Wow. I'm gonna get down.
Most definitely. You get dinner and a movie. I mean, dinner and a show. Jesus Christ. Dinner and a show for $35. Everything.
Dinner and a show, $35. That's a good deal. I'm gonna come check you out.
Yes, sir.
But I can imagine why you might have had movies on your mind because you've been filming around the stuff that they're shooting in Wilmington.
Yeah.
You're acting.
Yes.
What was the was it a transition or was that always just a part of the plan as well?
As a kid, I guess, I used to love pretending I was somebody else. To kind of going through some things as a child, you want to escape what you're going through, I guess.
Yeah.
So I love to pretend I was somebody else. And so that turned into me loving the stage, and I started stage acting. I was in Dreamgirls. I was in West Side Story. I've been in, multiple plays with a company called Tech Mojay. And so that transferred into film when I was about 18. Director named Andrew Richard gave me a leading role in his web series called City Limits, and I played the character Calvin, and that series ran for 3 seasons, and I kind of just fell in love with it and started trying to find work around here doing that too. So.
And then you had to get representation.
Yes, absolutely.
And you have new representation.
Absolutely.
Who is your new representation?
Miss Karen Tunis.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that is crazy. Miss Karen Tunis. I never heard. Jamie, you ever heard of Karen Tunis?
I know that girl.
You do?
Oh yeah, I think I owe her $12.
And did your wife?
My wife.
Yeah.
Oh, my real wife? No, I'm single player.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's my work wife.
That's your. That's what I
Yeah,
said.
you can't get those two confused. You
listen.
can't bring a work wife home to a real wife. You get cut.
I didn't know you had a real wife, so I was only referring to
Oh
your,
no, I'm
your
looking.
work wife.
Oh yeah, I'm looking, but
Oh, you're in the market for a
Oh,
wife.
I'm always in the market.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
That's amazing. Ian just got hitched.
Yeah, but Ian's a pimp, and he still can see his toes. I'm old and fat.
That really is. I'm just trying to figure out what Ian's feet had to do with it, though.
Well, he doesn't have the belly yet.
I'm getting
He
there.
can see his feet.
He can see his feet.
And Ian says he getting there.
I'm getting that shit.
Yeah.
This is the South. People like to eat in the South.
Absolutely.
It's a pastime. It's a thing you have to do. Good food. You got to grub it up.
I understand. And he's getting married now, so he's got an exercise program.
Absolutely.
What are y'all favorite restaurants? I'm curious. What's yours, Ian?
Ruth Chris.
Ruth Chris? Steak.
Yeah.
Filet? Porterhouse?
I like filet.
Filet. Jane?
Anything open.
Wow. Wow. You see, anything open?
Anything open.
Well, it
It don't-
sounded good, didn't it?
It don't matter. It did. The way
Yeah.
you said it, you were enthusiastic too. It
I
sounded
know.
amazing.
Yeah, I try to be a good co-host. It's like improv. There is no.
Well, that is true.
Yeah,
Well, you're not supposed to say no. That's the improv rule.
that's right.
Unless you're a professional, in which case you just shut that bullshit down. Like, no, stop that right there. Done that, not that. That's not it. What do you have coming up? When I say what's coming up, I mean what's coming up on the acting side. I know what you're doing on the music side, but 3 seasons are completed. So,
We actually stopped filming City Limits maybe a few years ago. Right now, I just started filming with Andrew Richard again and Tanya Furman and Brad Jones on a show called Simply Rich. And it's gonna be airing. I'm not exactly sure when it's airing, but it's coming out. And then I also have a movie coming out with Nakia Hamilton called Mother's Day Dinner.
oh wow, you've been busy.
Yeah.
Look at you. What kind of role do you play in Mother's Day dinner?
I played a boyfriend. It's kind of like I played a character of guess who's coming to dinner type character. She brings her boyfriend home. And nobody knows she has a boyfriend, and I want to propose.
And they don't like you.
Yeah, they don't like me at all.
Hold on, let me ask my producer something. What did you say, sis? I thought I heard you say something.
Nope.
All right, move it on.
Moving right along.
So, we were talking about music earlier. You were talking about the stuff you did in 2000 when you were 15, rather. What's new, music-wise, We're in a crazy time.
Absolutely.
How is that affecting your music, and what new stuff are you putting out right now?
So before COVID hit, I was actually on a run at the Apollo in New York. I had been on the Apollo stage 4 times. I had won twice, and so I was on my way going back to the Apollo. But then we got an email literally the week they closed, when New York closed, and said that we couldn't come. And so that ended up shifting into, okay, well, I need to do something. So like I said, I was bored at home. I started writing my album I put out in November called The Heartbreak Kid. And so that I ended up, going and finding a studio to record at in Charlotte, professional recording studio. They record for artists like DaBaby and Anthony Hamilton, people like that. And so I ended up linking up with one of their producers named Chris Green and going down there, and I recorded my album. And so my album came out in November.
What's the name of it again?
The Heartbreak Kid.
How many instruments you play?
I play 8 instruments.
Do you play on your own album, or do you bring in session guys?
The album Dream Come True that you heard, I produced that whole thing myself in a bedroom, playing all the instruments, guitars, drums, all of that. But on this particular album, I wasn't too involved with the production as much. I kind of just reached out to producers and got them to help me construct the music, and I was focused on singing and the lyrics.
Right, writing melodies and whatnot. I can't wait. What platforms is it on? I hadn't checked
It's
out.
on it's on everywhere that you get music. Any Apple Music,
Spotify,
Spotify, everything.
iTunes, Amazon. Okay, I'm gonna check it out because I was listening to the old one. Just
It might not pop up because I changed the spelling of my name too. So
that's how are you spelling it now?
it's instead of a S due to copyright reasons, it's somebody overseas making music as Ian Davis. So I changed my S to a Z.
So spell it.
IANDAVIZ.
That's how you look you up. IANDAVIZ.
Yes, sir.
Got it. Okay.
Isn't that Diaz?
I think
Some people pronounce it Daviz, and I don't know.
Daviz?
Daviz, whatever. But
I mean, I'm not good at spelling. That sounds a lot like Diaz to me.
It could be Diaz. I mean, that's how you want to pronounce it.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it?
Davis. It's just pronounced the same way, but
See, it's the same way.
Okay. I'm just inquisitive.
it's okay, Jamie. People get my first name. I got called Ethan before. People
do you get
looking
Ethan out of
looking
Ian?
dead at my name. Somebody called me Ethan, so
They added like 6 more letters.
I'll answer. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Rolando. Every time they say, "Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Hi, my name's Orlando." They say, "Nice to meet you, Rolando." I'm like, "I just told you my name was Orlando."
Or they hit you with the Bloom, not the Jones.
Well, that's still in Orlando. I
Yeah.
get that. Yes, listen, I get all kinds. Listen, I make jokes. My Twitter bio, I talk about this all the time because I'm consistently being mistaken for somebody else. Yeah, Most Def. I dropped a hot 16 on somebody the other day. It was amazing because he thought I was Most Def. I actually did do that in South Africa. That's a true story.
So, Ian, I got a question.
What's up?
If you could go back in time, any musical genre, period, and you could take responsibility for writing that particular song, what song would that be and why?
If I could go back and write somebody's song,
The one that impacted you the most.
I say My Girl, honestly.
really.
Because to
Because?
me, that is the most sampled song. That is the most used song I have ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's true. It's like Lottie Dottie in that sense where it's
It's-
sampled to death.
It's just everybody knows it. You can go anywhere, no matter what genre you listen to. Somebody's gonna get up and dance to that song because it's just like it's American. It's like that song is a piece of American history for some reason. But
Why do you think that is? I never understand.
I don't know. But all I know is that as soon as somebody hears that boom, 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 they go crazy. So
Yeah. One of my friends is a musician, a guy named Dallas Austin.
Yes.
And he always talks about how the notes are feelings. And when you hear, I do love you, how it automatically makes you feel a certain kind of way. So it's incredible when you look at the songs that have done that, right?
yeah, definitely.
It's incredible.
So, Ian, what kind of music do you have out now?
I kind of say it's true R&B, but most people would probably classify it as soul because I say that R&B music has taken such a shift culturally, and it's not what it, the Temptations were what used to be R&B. Marvin Gaye used to be R&B, but now they classify it as soul. So it's but I would say it's soul music and R&B. It's a little bit of both, but I say it was true R&B. That's what I like to call it because it talks about the subject matter is different, the musicality is different, and so I call it true R&B.
So have you thought about making a boy band like the Temptations? Well, I guess I can't call those a boy band, but
A man
a
band?
man
I
band.
have thought about being in a band, but I feel like
No one keep up.
not that, no, I feel like I do better alone.
BDE, Orlando BDE.
I know that my personality, I would do better being alone. I've been in a group before. I was in a group for 5 years, but it got to a point where just everybody. I don't like dealing with other people's egos.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to deal with the BDE. Yeah.
You know what BDE is?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, the big dick energy.
Yeah.
Jamie liked to talk about the big dick energy,
Yeah.
but then he says he is not in possession of the dick, but he is in possession of the energy.
Yeah.
okay.
I could only afford one, so I took the energy.
I respect that. I respect it. On behalf of the owners of both, we acknowledge you and we thank you for your service. It's so interesting to me that you call it old R&B because I always thought of soul. It's like they tried to turn R&B into pop somehow.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And music that makes you feel something. It was always soul. You know what I mean? Where you can't help but lean into it because it somehow touches a part of you, and it's not quite as manufactured as what the pop is. But I guess you're right. That was old R&B. It really did kind of reach out and touch you like that. Do you think your next record is also you're not the type of artist who's going to switch a bunch of genres. Now, on your first record, you were doing that here, you're doing gospel vibe and everything. But on your newer stuff, you feel like you're just going to anchor right into the R&B of it all.
Yes. Even with like my last project, I kind of sampled some other things. Like my sister's record, Traveling Soldier, I rewrote it and I reconstructed it with their permission and turned it into an R&B thing, and I sampled Robin Thicke with it. So it's like,
What Robin Thicke song?
Lost Without You.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah,
I want to hear that.
So definitely, it was I did that, and so it's like, I'm not gonna waver on it. I'm so kind of that's one thing me and my wife do fuss about because she likes the newer R&B preferably over the old R&B, and so
contemporary
she likes
R&B.
contemporary R&B when I'm more of a 90s type guy. So I feel like that's my lane, and I stick to what I'm good at, and I know that I can write and I can produce and I can I can exist in this type of lane. So I know where my lane is at.
Right.
Okay, Neil or Usher? If you had to jump with one of those guys, who would you do a collab with?
Ooh.
You went 90s. I went 90s with you.
I say Usher singing wise, Neo writing wise.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's got the better feet?
Huh?
Who can dance better?
Oh, Usher, that's no question.
Yeah, I don't think that's a contest.
Neil's got a swag about him, though.
Neo's got swag.
I'm not
Absolutely.
mad at Neo. I like Neo. I just I think Usher's probably a better dancer.
Yeah.
And Neo's definitely, a musician, more of a musician's
definitely.
musician, publisher and whatnot. You and I are working on some stuff together. I wrote a film called Quilts for Matthew Knowles, and I'm getting a chance to work with you on the soundtrack and the music.
Absolutely.
I'm crazy excited about that.
So am I.
I think you're gonna murder the vibe because the movie is set in the in that period, in that
Yes.
Sam Cooke 1965.
Yes, I'm definitely excited about it. I was writing today I finished something today, as a matter of fact, that I have to submit. But yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Tell me about it.
it's called Stand Up. And when I read when I read what the movie was about, and I kind of got an idea of it, it's called Stand Up. It's about basically how, people keep saying they want change, and people are trying to make a change, but they get discouraged every time something comes in their way. So it's like, you have to stand up, and you have to realize that you might have to reach out to people that you don't want to reach out to. You might have to go places you don't want to go. You might have to overcome things you never thought you had to overcome. But you stand up, you stand together, and even if one person falls, the whole group won't fall. So that's what the song is about.
That's a beautiful sentiment, and a true sentiment, right?
Yeah,
It's interesting because people think you have to agree. It's like, no, you have to stand up and have the conversation.
exactly.
And if you don't do that, then there's no conversation.
Exactly.
So it's not about agreeing as much as it is,
You can't walk through a door if you don't even knock. So that's
right? I'm excited to hear that, man.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. This is going to be a fun soundtrack to work on, primarily because the subject matter is so similar.
Definitely.
It does feel like, we're in a civil rights movement again, though,
Definitely.
to be fair, it's a human rights movement.
Absolutely.
And I that's what I like about the song, the sentiment that it puts it there. That's dope, man. As a young black artist in the South, trying to get your music career to the next level, what were the struggles?
I feel like, just being heard. North Carolina kind of got overlooked for a long time, but I feel like it's a resurgence in North Carolina. A lot of newer artists are coming from the Carolinas, the North and South. And so I'm looking and I'm seeing, all of these people, it's like inspiration. And so, but the biggest obstacles to overcome were just, people not liking the way you look, i.e. being black.
Mm-hmm.
And then, people not liking your type of music because this is a big country western place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and then just like I said, just, battling your own things on top of that, trying to get over those things. And so, like I said, just people overlook the South a lot, but like I feel like when it comes to music, they come from the Midwest or up north, and then when you're in the South, you're kind of bubbled into this one category of what you should sound like or what you should look like. So it's kind of just overcoming that stereotype.
Yeah, I can see that, particularly when you think about, what was coming out and has been coming out of Atlanta for so long.
Absolutely.
If you don't fit into that mold,
Absolutely.
and you're doing anything else,
Exactly.
then people don't know where to put you. Yeah, that's a tough. I'm familiar with that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember in the early days, particularly when I was, in the mid '90s and that period, everything was about menace to society or boys in the hood. It was all about being a thug and a gangster, and so I was like, man, I could certainly play that kind of role, but I'm not trying to be that, every day. And it was, it was interesting to see the box you get put in by not falling into what's hot at the moment.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's tricky.
I said I had to tell my mom when I saw you, I'm sorry, but I had to tell her that you used to get me in trouble when I was a kid. Because I used to watch Mad TV when I wasn't supposed to, and I used to quote your skit. Are you tired of being a slave? I used to record. I used to do that all the time.
Toby Huss.
Yes.
The inspirational speaker to the slaves.
Yes.
Yo.
I got in trouble at school for doing that skit in class one
That
time.
is hilarious. You know what? That's one of my personal favorites. He's basically Jamie. So I did this bit, and for obviously the listeners on Mad TV, where I play basically he's Tony Robbins.
Okay.
But this is Toby Robbins.
Okay.
And his teeth are super white.
Okay.
And he's an inspirational speaker for slaves.
Oh.
So he takes you through his 10-step program of learning how to whoop massa's ass. Oh. And if that don't work, he has his 20-step program. So that was Toby Robbins.
Yeah, literally, I got mad at my teacher for trying to tell me what to do one day. I was in like second grade, and I was quoting your skit.
And that's a loud character.
Yeah.
Are you a slave? Like the happiest guy in the world. Okay, I'll take that one. That's worth it. I got a bunch of people in trouble with Make 7 Up Yours apparently because everybody was getting suspended from school for having Up Yours on their T-shirt, even though it was obviously a joke. But people were uptight children. Blah blah blah. So, what's the future like for you, man? What do you've done 2 seasons of a television show. You're working on a soundtrack. Obviously, that's in the future. You're sitting in a residency, and you were recently married. That concoction of things creates an interesting look at the future. What are you feeling like? What do you think?
I feel like my future. I feel like the closer I get, to every year and every day, I get closer to reaching where I want to be, and so I feel like I'm on the right trajectory now. Like I said, I have new management. I have a new outlook on what I want to do. With this residency, it comes to an end, I think, at the end of the year. And once that's up, I plan on getting back on the road. I'm currently working on some new music. Mm-hmm. I have about 5 songs in the waiting bin to be released.
Hey, Ian. So Karen tells me that you brought some music with you for today.
You brought music with you?
Yeah. Well, keep it right here. So is it okay if at the it's not about Karen right now. So is it okay with you at the end of the show if I actually play one of your songs?
Absolutely,
Okay,
definitely.
cool.
Where do you want to be? You said you wanted to be somewhere. You're not quite there. Where?
People, like I said, people measure their success by what they feel like they see other people do and how big other people get. And so people commonly ask me, do I want to be on the level of my sisters or, that type of mega stardom? But actually, to me, one of my biggest influences of today is Anthony Hamilton. And I'm just like, if I could get to that level of, well, I could sell a music hall or someplace like Thalian Hall that's maybe, 1,500 seats. Someplace like that, I'll be fine with that level of success. Just knowing that I have at least a big enough following that I'm making a difference in music or making a difference in whatever avenue that I'm doing, acting, music, whatever, and that I'm being able to put food on the table, doing what I love to do. That's my biggest thing. That's how I measure my success. So just being able to being able to live off of my dream is my goal.
Listen, there is no chance that Karen Tunis and Anything But Weddings is going to allow you to set a cap at 1,500 seats. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
There
I
ain't enough
understand
money
that.
in it for that.
I want to be clear.
That was a minimum.
I understand.
That was the minimum.
Minimum. If there's 4,000 seats, Karen
Maybe.
Tunis will be adding chairs. Okay,
Yeah.
she don't care.
Absolutely.
Okay, it'll be 5 minutes before a showtime. She will have sold another 300 tickets.
Absolutely.
And she'll be yelling to somebody, "Hey, go up in the balcony and find them damn seats." That'll be the conversation.
Absolutely.
So
I say that also because, like I said, I've been open for a lot of people. Like when Brian McKnight came, I opened for him. I performed with the Temptations when they come and stuff like that. And then I've opened for a lot of big name people. So I just wanted to get to the level of success where I could bring that same kind of crowd all those years later with just my name. Like the Temptations been touring for 60 years and they still sell out.
yeah, that's true. Well, to be fair, unlike a lot of the new acts, it's the older acts
Absolutely.
that still have following
Absolutely.
and loyal fan bases, just because, as we said, the music touches you differently.
Exactly.
So yeah, I know what you mean though.
That's my biggest goal. I don't want to be a passing phase. I want to be something that I'll have music for the decades.
Yeah, but that's not possible.
That's true.
It's not possible.
That's true.
Yeah, you know that's not a legitimate.
I don't mean as in like I'll be, popping forever. I mean as in I'll still have those loyal fans.
Of course you will.
25 years from now.
Listen, wait a minute. As long as you be popping, as long as you got a story to tell.
True.
I don't think you're going to run out of stories.
Absolutely.
So you'll always be popping because you'll always have a story to tell. Yes. Listen, you're represented by, crazy black ladies. They pimp everybody out. They don't care. You know what I mean? When you call them pimps, they smile. You know what I mean? They associate none of the negativity with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, listen, I have a feeling you'll be busy making money and taking stories and transforming them into what you do, man. I'm just excited, really. I'm excited to hear the new stuff you just made for the movie, but I'm also just excited to see where you are, because men, as a young man who was once getting married and going through that transition, it's a huge transition in one's life. It's and having a kid.
Absolutely.
All those things change you so much as an artist and as a human, because it really isn't about you anymore.
Absolutely.
It's now about everybody else. So I'm just excited to see you on that journey, particularly artists, that but also just artists whose work you like. It's just exciting to see how it changes everything. I'm hoping somebody will marry Jamie's ass to do something so I can get something different. You know what I mean? I'm just.
What are you trying to say? This is only episode 3, baby. We're already on the rocks.
First of all, you got your work wife, okay? All
Okay.
right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm the professional shit talker. That's what I do.
Okay. So I'm the work hoe?
Of course you're the work hoe. Who else are you supposed to be? What? Really? You did not realize that you was the hoe in this situation?
My knee pads are in the shop, man. My apologies.
Well, then you should have brought you an extra pair.
Awesome.
Yeah, put a towel down. You'll be fine.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's okay.
I see how this is going.
You see how this is going. You should have known. You should have turned your head to the left and cough. Hey.
Wow. God's in my ears right now. So, hey, Ian,
God's trying to tell you something.
I know. I saw it. Hey, Ian, so what is your writing process like? How do you get inspiration for your songs, and what is that process to deliverables?
I really take inspiration from anything, Jamie. It's like I can look at, the sun, take an inspiration from that. I could take inspiration from looking at, literally I wrote a song about what I witnessed two people, a husband and a wife, arguing about some personal stuff in a grocery store. I wrote a song about what I thought that man was going through.
Okay.
So, I can write about anything. It's just, having the knowledge or having the capability to embody what you feel like other people's emotions are as well as your own, and say how you would feel in that situation, but still you're looking at somebody else's and just making it your own. My writing process is typically I sit down, I come up with an idea. 9 times out of 10 I'll sit down at the piano first and I'll just try to figure out what the melody or what key I want it to be in, and then to that melody I'll start writing and singing a hook or something like that, and then that's my process. Just being able to figure out where I want to go, coming up with a concept there, and then following that concept.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I was hoping you could do something with Throw That Towel Down, because I think that could be a banger.
I probably can.
You know what I'm saying? I think
Exactly.
you
I
can.
think I
Throw
can.
that towel
He
down.
plays 8 instruments. The towel's not one of them.
He does. This. You don't know. You don't know. You didn't ask.
Might not be.
You didn't ask. We're gonna ask.
Maybe not the musical instrument.
Okay. Understood. Yeah. Which 8? What are the 8?
So
You said 8.
Yo, he said 8 earlier.
Yeah.
He did say 8.
I like numbers.
My main piano. I mean, my main instrument is piano.
Mm-hmm.
I play guitar, organ, guitar, bass guitar, trumpet. I play harmonica and drums.
Well, what's a keytar?
Guitar?
I thought you were just being country for a
Keyboard.
second.
It's literally it's kind of like a keyboard,
like
but it's completely different.
Yeah.
Are you
It's-
like talking from the 80s, like
Yes.
Shazam or Zam or
Yes.
one of those
Yeah.
like?
It's kind of like
Cartoon?
a keyboard, but it's
Yeah.
completely different.
Oh,
It has
okay.
a totally different,
Yeah. Dallas plays the
structure.
guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The guitar's dope.
Yeah.
Tell me you didn't hear a country twang on that.
What? A
I
guitar?
Thought, I thought
Guitar.
he was just saying like guitar with a little like a twang on it.
Like. Wait a minute.
I swear to God.
He said he played a guitar. You went over there and said, a guitar? That what?
Yeah.
Hey, that guitar?
Well, then he said guitar later. I was like, wait a second. Did he stutter or?
I ain't never heard no guitar.
What the hell? Damn it, Bobby.
Suddenly Jamie lit up over there. Damn guitar, what's that?
Yeah, I was inquisitive.
How you make one of those? Where'd that come from? I have never seen somebody so excited about a potential mispronunciation.
I'm from
in
North
my
Dakota.
life.
That's all I got.
Listen,
We just got ESPN.
you know the dudes in North Dakota had the biggest penises of anybody in the world.
That's what we told all the girls because they didn't know better.
That's a fact. How else you gonna keep a woman when there's a moose outside and it's lower than 20 below degrees? That's the only way. It's just you need to be swinging. That's what.
Or they
I'm
just got
saying.
low self-esteem. One of the two.
Wow.
Damn.
On behalf of women everywhere.
Because I'm trust you. I'm from North Dakota. I know how we swing.
We know how you swing too. Just a few minutes ago, you was over there. Guitar, goddamn. Hell. Is that a guitar with a K?
Is that part of BDE? Is that some BDE?
The mispronunciation of guitar and guitar.
No, that's LDE, but we pretended it's BDE. That's some LDE shit. That's what that is. Okay?
Or short bus. Short bus syndrome.
Yeah, that TTE, that TDE also. Both of them always a problem. Hilarious.
TDE.
TD.
Tiny dick?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm with it now.
Yeah, a piece of rice, 2 BBs.
Hey, a little thimble. I
got
got
a
you.
vigil. That's it. Trying to work it out. You see what I got to deal with, right? You see,
But you keep coming back, right?
a little bit. I need these glasses, man.
Definitely.
You got to connect me with what the fabulousness. In fact, I don't know if you know this, but I know somebody who also needs some glasses.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
We'll have to.
We're
talk.
gonna have to talk and hook that up because she needs some glass. She need multiple pair to keep up with her flyness.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Making sure.
She loves the swag.
Who? Of course she likes swag. Who don't like swag?
Yeah.
By the way, you stopped getting us swag. You were getting us swag, and now you there used to be water and everything here. What happened?
There's water over there.
But there was swag water.
My knee pads are in the shop.
Throw the towel down.
Would you like some water, O?
No, I don't want no water now. Now I'm not thirsty. I was previously parched. Now I'm gonna say goodbye to our guest and say goodbye to you too. Ian, thank you for coming, man.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
No, man. Honestly, I'm coming down to New Orleans to check out the show. We're all going down to New Orleans to check out the show. Well, it's really Myrtle Beach, but I'm calling New Orleans right now. We're all coming down to New Orleans to check out the show in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
it's going to be a long drive. Going to take us a minute to get there because my dumb ass apparently is going through New Orleans to get to Myrtle Beach, and we'll drive past
Just
an
speaking
hour.
into existence. That's all.
You know, no. We're going to Myrtle Beach. That's for sure.
Because I'm working on going to New Orleans for a show. So
I got it on the brain. Like for some reason, I talked to a friend from New Orleans today. I got New Orleans on the brain.
That's
today.
my favorite place, man. It's my favorite.
That's your favorite?
Favorite place to perform. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different in New Orleans.
Absolutely.
That's a musician city.
Absolutely.
More than Nashville, you think? More than Tennessee?
I say it only because I got accepted better in New Orleans. So
yeah, I can see that. Well, in New Orleans, you're not. It's not strange, right?
Absolutely.
Whereas just the mindset
mindset is a little different in Nashville.
Yeah, it's a little different in that. Yeah. You mean the Grand Ole Opry? You showed up there with a guitar? Supposed to be a guitar.
Why did I know you were going to there?
Of course. Where else would I go?
I sensed a disturbance in the force.
Listen, North Dakota, I'm just giving you your big ups. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir.
On the wedding.
Thank you.
On hopefully the beautiful work we're going to do together, which
Absolutely.
I'm excited about. And stick around, guys. We're going to play a little music and show a little video. So y'all don't go nowhere, but you can go wherever you want to. Jamie, Ian Davis, spelling one more time.
IANDAVIZ.
Hey. Thank you for
Links
coming,
in the
man.
description.
Absolutely. Jamie, you want to take us out and say goodnight like you normally do, or you want me to do it?
Man, take it home, baby.
Okay. Hey, you've been watching Orlando Jones, but like I said, don't go nowhere because now you finna watch Ian Davis.
Sin is the one thing that keeps us out of the kingdom of heaven. Amen? Now, you cannot expect to get into heaven hanging out there in the devil's clothes. No. You cannot expect to get into the kingdom of heaven dancing the devil's dance. No. You cannot expect to get into the kingdom of heaven singing the devil's music.
Excuse me, Pastor. I don't mean to interrupt what you got going on in here, rehearsal for Sunday, but I was wondering if I could just, get 5 minutes alone at the altar, please.
No, you are not allowed in here. And you know you're not allowed in here. You and your devilish ways. Just turn back around.
So you mean to tell me I grew up in this church, but I can't come back in here now? The same way you up there rehearsing right now for Sunday, I rehearse those songs I sang. The same way you preach your gospel, I preach mine. It might not be the same message, Pastor, but we're both still making a difference in somebody's life. How can you, a man who loves God, say you love him and never seen him, but you hate me, somebody you see every day? Now all I'm asking for is 5 minutes.
Okay, just 5 minutes.
Welcome to the Church of Heartbreak. I'm your speaker, Ian Davis. I'm gonna take y'all on a journey. Listen. Fifth of liquor to my side, trying to get out of my mind for the umpteenth time. this week. Got some women on my mind, a couple and it's better mind, a couple trying to spend some time with me. So tell me what I'm really supposed to do when you're trying to live right, but the devil looks so good to you. I wanna go to church, I'm ready to confess my sins, but everybody in there is a hypocrite. Everybody wanna judge me for all of my sins, and when a nigga come knocking, they don't wanna let me in. But God, hear my confession. I once was lost, but Lord, I wanna be found. And I know I done wrong, but Lord, I'm still your child. But everybody want me to believe that I'm on my way to hell for trying to follow my dreams. When they was cussing on Monday and drinking on Tuesday, cheating on Wednesday and gambling on Thursday, getting freaky on Friday, stealing on Saturday, but in church on Sunday morning. So tell me how I'm really supposed to feel when these so-called Christians won't let a nigga heal. I wanna go to church, I'm ready to confess my sins, but everybody in there is a hypocrite, and everybody wanna judge me for all of my sins. And when a nigga come knocking, they don't wanna let me in, but God hear my confessions. I said, here are my confessions. Mm-hmm.